Hello everyone. Today I'm going to discuss with you another concept. It is called QCO. QCO means quick changeover. First, I would like to little bit discuss with you what is changeover. You can see this picture. Okay, when we consider about product A, that is one style. After complete that style, we assume the product B, another style we have to start in a same production line. So after complete the product A, it will take some time to start the product B. So simply time in between product A completion to product B start, it is simply we can tell changeover time. When talk about the definitions, the first I would like to explain you simple definition. Time is taken to start the second style after completing the first style. So first style to second style, that difference is simply we can call changeover time. But when we talk about little bit good definition, if not complex definition, the time between the last good pieces out of the first style to the first good piece out of the second style. That means changeover mean if we run some style, maybe think style A, last good piece out of that style A, then what is the time taken to out first good piece of the style B? That difference we can call changeover time. Then what is mean by quick changeover? So it is very simple. How much we can reduce that changeover time? How fast we can do the changeover time? That is called quick changeover. It is actually now we talk like a concept. When we consider the manufacturing environment, the QCO is a very important and very famous concept now. So before discuss further about changeover, I would like to little bit discuss about bucket loss because this is also related to the changeover. Now you can see this picture. Okay, as previous picture, product A running. After product A complete, then the product B start. You can see in here, okay, we'll assume product A running at last time 70% efficiency. That is the peak efficiency. When we can understand when the style going to be stopped, that 70% efficiency reduce step by step. Then at one stage, it's come to 0%. That 0% to next style starting time, we already know it is called changeover time. After start the second style, then day by day, the efficiency of that style also increase and it will also hit the 70% efficiency after some days. So bucket loss mean whatever the peak efficiency run in production previous style, then in here we assume 70%. Then the second style, same efficiency achievement receiving date, that difference we called as a bucket loss. You can see in this is the bucket loss. So it is very clear bucket loss is larger than changeover time. So we should have understand about changeover time and the bucket loss. Now I'm moving to the other slide. Okay, then why we require quick changeover activity? Why we require QCO? There are several reasons for lead time reduction. Actually, we know any manufacturing organization, that organization, if can reduce the lead time, it will be support to the organization cash flow. So every manufacturing organization like to reduce the lead time. So if we can implement QCO activity, then it is support to reduce the throughput time of the sewing production line or any manufacturing production line. Then finally, it support to reduce the lead time. The second reason, possible to manage small lot sizes. When we can change style to style within shorter time period, then what happen? We can run the very small order quantities also because it will not create huge loss. The third one, increase the machine running time. We all know machine running time increase mean it is profitable. Okay, idle time is lost. So if we want to increase the machine running time, so definitely we have to reduce the changeover time because changeover time is totally waste. We can improve the quality also. When we do the QCO, we can improve the capacities, the finally cost reduction. So there are several reasons to implement QCO in manufacturing organization. Now, we need to talk about how we can implement QCO activity. It is very simple. There are six basic steps. What are the six basic steps? The step one, measure changeover time. Step two, identify internal and external elements. Step number three, move internal to the external. Step four, reduce internal times. Step five, reduce external times. Step six, standardization. Okay, we'll go one by one and little bit discuss furthermore. Right. Step number one, measure changeover time. Okay. This is some type of pre-study time. During that time, it is required to measure the changeover times to get an proper idea. Sometimes is required to take videos per the study. So before we implement anything, what is the current status? That is very important to understand. So we can go to the production flow and we can uh, study the current change of activities, how much time taken. Okay, if we can take videos, then we can further analysis what are the activities more time taken. Likewise, we have to do some pre-study activity that is called measure change over times. Second element, we'll go to the second step, identify internal and external elements. So it is very important to understand what are the external, what are the internal. Okay, you can clearly see now. External mean activities that can be conducted when the machine is running. You think, as we discussed, current style is still running. When the current style is still running, if we can prepare externally for the next time, so our machine not stop. So those kind of parallel activities we can tell external activities. So what are the internal? Internal activities that have to be conducted after the machine is stopped. If there are any activities we have to stop the machine, then we have to do those are called internal activities. Sometimes operator training, machine adjustment, okay, those kind of things, okay, we have to do during the change of activity. That means at that time, machine not running. So second step, we have to identify when we consider the change of activity, okay, we can write down what are the activities in the changeover process. Then we can categorize what are the external and what are the internal. So simply from this picture, you can see, okay, in here, the green color denote the external activities. The yellow color denote the internal activities. So as we tell some example, okay, if there are 10 activities in a quick changeover process, you can see, okay, some activities internal, some activities external. So we have to identify those things. Okay. Then step number three, we should have to try move whatever the internal activity possible to the external. Okay, you can see, okay, in here there are some external, internal, external, internal, like that. Now we are trying to move whatever the internal activity, if we can, we have to move to the external. The second picture you can see, we have to do several external activities. Then some activities definitely we have to do internally. That means machine stop and we have to do. Then after that, for the next changeover, some external activities also we can do. Now you can see in here, it is mix. Internal, external mix. Now what we have done, as much as possible internal activities we move to the external, and also that external activities we have to do before the changeover and after the changeover. We'll move to the step number 4. Now reduce the internal time. Okay, you can see there are some internal time. The second picture you can see we have to reduce. Then how we reduce the internal activity? If you want to reduce the internal activities, there is a concept called ECRS. What is mean by ECRS? Eliminate. So some activities we can eliminate. We have to properly uh, understand, properly study, then we can identify some activities actually we can eliminate. Then some activities we can't eliminate, but two activities we can combine. When we combine the two activities, what happened? Then the time also reduce. Then rearrange. Some activities we can rearrange, as well as some activities we can simplify. As example, if we want to give some gauge, if we are using double side and paste on the machine, it will take some time. But if we have some magnetic gauge, okay, within quick time, okay, we can fix the gauge. So that is the simplification. So through the ECRS, eliminate, combine, rearrange, simplify, we can reduce the internal time. This is somewhat of method studies. Based on that studies, we can do the ECRS. Then step number 5, reduce the external activities. Okay, reduce the external activities. Okay, this has to be external. External. Previously, we reduced the internal activities. In here, we are reducing external activities. How we can reduce the external activities? As example, when we consider our workshop, okay, in the workshop, we are doing some external activities. As example, critical machine setting activity. If our workstation, workshop, when we do the critical machine setup process, if it is like a movement, if it is movement like a spaghetti, okay, then what happened? Huge time we have to spend for the transportation. So what we have to do? We have to arrange our workshop to support to the quick setup activity. This is one example only. So we have to study how we can reduce the external times. Then previously we already reduced the internal times. Now we are going to reduce the external times also. Then internal, external, both activity time reduce mean the changeover activity actually, the time taken to the changeover will be reduced. Then what is the sixth one? Sixth one is standardization. After conduct all the activities, if we want to sustain this concept, first we have to standardize. We have to create some SOPs, process manual, procedures, standard worksheet. We can use any way. Then by using any method, we have to standardize. Then we can sustain this concept in our organization. Right, I would like to summarize what we have learned today. Okay, what we have learned. We discuss about the QCO. What is mean by QCO? QCO mean quick changeover. Quick change over. Then we discuss about uh, changeover time and bucket loss. Changeover time mean, okay, if we run some style, what is the running style last good piece out time to new style first good piece out time, that is the changeover time. So how fast we can do that changeover? It is called quick change. When we come to the bucket loss, okay, when we come to the bucket loss, what is mean by bucket loss? Bucket loss mean if our previous style maximum performance, peak efficiency, after we change the style, the coming style, how many days take to reach that previous style peak efficiency, that time we call bucket loss. So you can understand bucket loss time every time. Okay, every time bucket loss time, what happened? Okay, larger than, okay, larger than the QCO time. QCO time. Then we discuss about why we want to implement QCO. There are several reasons. When we implement QCO, we can run the small lot sizes. Then we can increase the quality. We can reduce the cost. Okay, we can enhance the overall velocity. There are a lot of reasons to run the quick changeover activity. Then when we do the quick changeover, we have to follow the 6 steps. What is the first one? Study the previous, study the previous, not previous, study the current changeovers, current changeovers. Then what is the second step? We have to identify external and internal. Then external mean what are the activities which we can do without stopping machine. Internal mean what are the activities we have to do after stop the machine. Then third element, move internal activities to external. Fourth one, reduce the internal time. When we reduce the internal time, what is the methodology we can use? Eliminate, combine, rearrange, simplify, ECRS. Then the fifth one, reduce external time. Sixth one, if we can achieve through this process, we have to standardize. Why we want to standardize? If we want sustainability, definitely we have to standardize. Okay, this is the basic idea of QCO. I am thinking, okay, you got some knowledge regarding the QCO. Okay, so I'm expecting to meet you again with another video. Thank you very much.